My name is Nicola Muirhead. I'm a documentary photographer from Bermuda, and I've been photographing for about 5-6 years now. And I started as a photographer at the Royal Gazette newspaper, actually prior to that to the Bermuda Sun, which unfortunately isn't with us anymore, but started in the newspapers in Bermuda and then moved here to London in 2015 to do my master's in documentary photography, and I've been here in London ever since. When I was first in Bermuda, about 2013, I'd finished my university degree, a bachelor's in global studies, minor in conflict resolution, so my original plan was to do work in the nonprofit sector, which I did for several years in Bermuda. And I'd always loved photographing, so while I was doing that work, I was often interviewing folks who I worked with, hearing their stories and taking photographs. So it was then that I started to think maybe there's some way of doing a living, taking photographs, telling people's stories. My oldest friend, Stratton Hatfield, and myself, we both feel very passionate about Bermuda's history, culture, community. We both had always thought it would be great to do a collaboration together, and so with a little brainstorming, Stratton and I came up with the We Are Now project. Stratton being the designer, where he in fact created a mobile photo booth with PVC piping and white bed sheets actually to attach to the back of my car, and I was the photographer, and the idea was that we wanted to photograph as many people in Bermuda as possible and create an art project installation, a social interactive art installation using all that imagery in a mosaic, in a moving mosaic that would change and show elements of Bermuda society, our environment, and our culture and community. So that was about a 2-year journey, and eventually we were able to get some funding by the Bermuda Arts Council and realized the project in a mobile gallery from a reused shipping container, and where we showed that mosaic installation. We transported it around, with Bermuda Forwarders. They were very kind to sponsor us as well. So overall it was about 600 Bermudians that we photographed, that we included in the project. So we showed it in Hamilton, Dockyard, St. George's, and outside of City Hall. I think what was the most surprising element was just how willing folks were to step into the booth, the photo booth, and be involved and get engaged with the project. So it really couldn't have been possible without those 600 people agreeing to sit in the booth and let me photograph them. And I was really, blown away by that, and it felt really good to have people interested in taking part. So I've definitely been influenced by photographers like Alex Soth, Magnum photographer. I'm currently in the process of working on a new project, which was actually inspired by the mural in the Maritime Museum in Dockyard by Graham Foster, which is a beautiful mural of Bermuda's history until present day that spans across an entire staircase within the museum. And I looked at that work and I just thought that I would love to do something similar visually with photography. If I had to sum up Bermudians in 3 words, I would say passionate, creative, and welcoming.